Here's how to go about finding the best criminal defense attorney for your case. While the term best can be subjective, I do think there is a best attorney for your case. Here's how you go about finding the best attorney for your criminal case. First and foremost, take a look at where you're being prosecuted. Are you being prosecuted in state court or in federal court? And where is it geographically located? For example, I practice primarily in the North Texas area, Fort Worth, Dallas, and surrounding counties. Similarly, when it comes to federal court, I practice primarily in the Northern District of Texas. Sometimes I'll take cases in the Eastern District of Texas, and we've even taken cases federally outside of the state of Texas. Where your attorney practices is important. The more your attorney practices in a particular jurisdiction, the better off you'll be in terms of knowing who the prosecutors are, knowing who the judge is, and knowing how far you can push before the prosecutor is going to say, well, let's just take it to trial, which may be what you want in some circumstances, but not always. So you want to find someone who has experience practicing in the court that you're being prosecuted in. Once you've narrowed your list down to people who have experience in that courthouse and in that courtroom, you then want to look at the quality of their experience. A great way to determine whether or not an attorney is qualified and they have quality experience is to see if they're board certified or not. Board certification means a person has reached the highest level of expertise in that practice area. For example, I'm board certified in criminal law. That means I had to sit for a special exam. You can only sit for that exam after receiving the recommendation of your peers, a recommendation of the judge, significant trial experience, and a high level of experience in cases that don't result in trials. In other words, you have mastered all aspects of that particular area of law. So for example, if you're looking for an attorney in Fort Worth, you might search for board certified criminal defense lawyer in Fort Worth, and that'll get you a great short list. You also want to know something about the attorney's work ethic and how satisfied past clients have been. For that, Google reviews are a great place to turn. You'll want to look for not just the number of reviews and the ratings, that's certainly important, but also the quality of the content in those reviews. What are people saying? Are they leaving reviews after they've gone to trial and they've seen the attorney through the entire case? Or are these people who have had minimal contact? Are they taking the time to leave comments, or are they just leaving 5 stars? All of those things matter. Just like you look at reviews on Amazon to see which ones mean more than others, you do the same thing with Google reviews. So do a deep dive to see if the attorney has established themselves as someone who has really gone the extra mile for their clients. Price is certainly a factor in determining who the best attorney for your case is. Understand that there's always a battle between volume and therefore low prices and someone who can give you more time, but therefore their experience and the time that they're giving you means they'll be more expensive. If you were to call 10 attorneys, you're likely to get somewhere between 5 and 10 different price points. Everyone prices their cases differently, and there's not a guidebook that tells you who's on the high end and who's on the low end. Ultimately, price is one factor you have to consider, but understand that attorneys who deal in volume have lower price points, but therefore may not be able to give you the attention that you're hoping to receive on your case. And at some level, the price point gets so low that there's not going to be a meaningful distinction between the services offered at a very low rate and a court-appointed attorney. On the other hand, just because an attorney quotes you 6 figures doesn't necessarily mean they are great attorneys. They might be attorneys who are trying to do very little work and taking on very few cases. So price is a consideration, but you've got to take it into account with everything else you've done through your research and your diligence in finding the best attorney for your case. Finally, a great way to find an attorney is to ask around. If you know another attorney in the community, even if they don't practice in criminal law, you might ask them who might be a good fit for a criminal case. Because if a person has a good reputation with fellow attorneys, that's a reputation that's been established over years. You can also ask other individuals that might have been through the criminal system before. If you have a former client telling you that they love what their attorney did for them, that's about as good as it gets, because you know the person making the recommendation and they have already vetted this person for you. Ultimately, who your attorney is a very personal decision. You've got to find the person that listens to you, understands you, and you believe can present your case in the most compelling manner. If you have a case in North Texas and would like to talk to us, give us a call. Our number is 817-203-2220. We made this video in response to a question we received on this channel. If you have a question about criminal law in Texas or federal criminal law, drop a comment below. We'll address it in a future video.